Hey y'all, and welcome to Politibrawl. My name is Brian, and Senator Kennedy catches this Biden judicial nominee lying through her teeth under oath. These are the types of people and the nominees that Biden is trying to jam through in his final months as president. Let's dive in.
It appears that you served as legal counsel to a group named Workers' Dignity. This group has taken a number of radical leftist positions. For example, Workers' Dignity has advocated for abolition of what they call oppressive systems like police and the military. Do you agree with this position? Do you support the abolition of police and military?
Senator, respectfully, I have never represented that organization, and I do not agree with that position.
Well, then I'm sorry that our research wasn't as accurate as it ought to be. I'll yield.
You lied to Senator Grassley, didn't you?
No, Senator.
You told Senator Grassley that you've never represented Workers' Dignity, didn't you?
That is correct, Senator.
That's not true, is it?
Senator, I have never represented that organization.
Yes, ma'am. That's not true, is it?
Senator, it is true. I served for a period of 2 or 3 years, more than a decade ago, on an advisory board to help them set up as a nonprofit.
In fact, you were so supportive of Workers' Dignity that not only did you represent them, you didn't charge them a fee. Isn't that correct?
Senator, when I was on their advisory board more than a decade ago, I did volunteer my time.
Right. You know what this is? Do you recognize that picture?
No, Senator.
This is from Workers' Dignity's website. There you are, right here. It's got your name. Wow.
Wow is absolutely right. And I was actually kind of expecting him to go, there you are, bigger than Dallas. That's one of his favorite catchphrases. But yeah, this is just another weak link in the just easily broken chain of people that Biden is trying to nominate. Okay, throughout his entire presidency, he keeps on nominating these hardcore lefties. And I don't have a problem with leftists, okay? Obviously I do, but I don't have a problem with them personally. And I don't have a problem with them giving their time and their energy pro bono to an organization that they truly believe in. My main issue with them legally is when they look at the Constitution, they usually sneer at it. Because most American leftists are progressives. And a progressive is someone who believes that, well, even though it's not in the Constitution, maybe government should step in and do something. Y'all, that's one of the worst things you can possibly hear. I'm from the government and I'm here to help. During the progressive era, which kind of started under McKinley, what started off as maybe we need to bust up some monopolies for the sake of capitalism. After all, Adam Smith in Wealth of Nations directly says that monopolies are terrible for the market. And so McKinley, Taft, and of course my personal favorite, Theodore Roosevelt, started breaking up these monopolies. And they were fantastic at it. Then Woodrow Wilson gets into office, and he takes this progressive mantra and goes, how can I make this worse for everyone and then raise your taxes to do it? That's literally his approach to anything. And so, from a legal perspective, when you try to go outside the bounds of the Constitution, I have a massive problem. And this woman, I'm not going to say whether she wants to go outside the bounds of the Constitution, but if you are an American progressive, if you are an American leftist, I can usually lump you in the same group. It's not a complete circle, but it is a Venn diagram, and boy, do those two circles overlap. So, her real issue here isn't the fact that she might be an American progressive. Oh, no. It's the fact that she technically did not lie, but she did not tell the whole truth to Senator Grassley, which, by the way, side note, Senator Grassley is still doing well at his age. Good for you, Senator. Keep representing your state well, and you're representing the Republican Party well. Keep up the great work. And Senator Kennedy's no spring chicken either, but both of them are still sharp. And that's why I'm okay with the idea of maybe we shouldn't have term limits. But again, that's a weird side note. She lied to Senator Grassley, or at least she told a half-truth. And that half-truth was, I never represented them, but I did work free for them for like 3 years. Working free as a lawyer is the biggest and most charitable thing you can do. Insert joke about lawyers here. And so, with that endorsement, which is massive, by the way, when you work pro bono, you're basically saying, yes, I believe in your cause. Here is a blank check. Let me do anything I can to help you. This organization apparently is big into stuff like Black Lives Matter and taking off the yokes of our oppressors. You know, those terrible oppressors like the police, whose job it is to literally, I don't know, actually enforce the law. Okay, if you look at the law and immediately see it as oppressive, I'm sorry, you have already lost me and you've already lost the plot. The whole point of laws is so you don't get oppressed. And one of the cool things about our Constitution is we can update it. One of the cool things about our legal codes, we can update it. Instead, they want to tear the whole structure down because they see something rotten at one part. Instead of removing the rotten beam, they want to burn down the entire house. I mean, that's like burning your house down because you found one spider. Granted, it might be a black widow, and I wouldn't blame you too much, but come on, man, don't you think that's overkill? That's what these leftists fully believe. That's what American progressives believe in. And this organization, which is based out of Nashville, out of all places. Let's see, what is the name of the organization again? Let me pull that up. Workers' Dignity. So, that sounds like a nice thing, isn't it? They talk a lot about wage theft. They want to make sure that Hispanic workers actually understand what's going on. That sounds good on its face, right? Once you start digging under the surface and find out what they actually believe in, all of a sudden this organization goes from, oh, what a cute little thing, to, good God, you're a monster. That's what happens with a lot of left-wing groups. They have these nice little platitudes, basically like the communists did, okay? They have these nice slogans, they have these nice platitudes. We just want equality. No, they don't. Ultimately, what they want is to be the oppressors themselves. Because that's something about history that never changes. Ironically enough, if they took an actual look at what Karl Marx believed, they would come to a conclusion that he didn't have the guts to get there. But the world is always fighting between the dominant class and the ruling class. Okay? Class warfare is a thing, but it's not what the Marxists say it is. And thus, once you understand that, you'll realize that most leftist positions don't really have any leg to stand on. So when you actually want to help someone, don't use an organization like this. Help them yourself. And ultimately, Joe Biden wants to continue to push the envelope and continue to get these lefty loons inside of our federal government. Thankfully, this is about to stop, but he's still rubber stamping them, and this is living proof. We can't have people like this in our federal government. We can have them fighting for workers' rights. That's good. That's good. But the moment you take that advocacy and that activism, and you are put on a judicial court, a federal judicial court, we're going to have a problem, because I no longer trust you to work within the bounds of the law. I can only trust that you are going to try to push your agenda over the ironclad law. That's just the sad reality. Folks, my name is Brian. Hope you enjoyed that segment here on Political. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Catch you on the next one, and until then, y'all have a good one.